It's about to start.
All
So
right.
y'all
Okay.
said it's 100 degrees outside?
It is really hot.
You
Feels
notice
like
the
108
sweatshirt? It's
degrees.
not because I got air conditioning in my house. It's like we have a heat wave here. It's 75 all week. It's just I'm suffering right now.
I don't like this conversation already.
It's 70.
Already, I don't like your attitude, Drew. I don't
No,
like how you saying that.
well, first off, hold on, because all I'm saying is it's it's hard to survive in this kind of in these elements, man. You
Now
know.
you look like a suspect.
It's
I do.
petty all over your face.
You
You
look
don't
like
have to say a
hard to
word.
put a hoodie on, man.
Dude,
Dude, the
it's-
devil is literally just right outside the house chilling. It is so hot outside.
Drinking hot water with hot sauce.
Yeah, man, it is hot outside.
dude, I've been having my sweatshirt on for like 2 days straight, like a teenager. Like it's just like like it's just won't. It's nice outside, man. It's a nice breeze. It gets even colder when you go toward the ocean, like closer toward the ocean. It gets even chillier. Yeah, I guess this probably wasn't a good way to start the show, was it?
No, it really wasn't.
No, man. Petty,
Because
man.
the rest of us are in hell right now, man.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
You gonna have a sweater on, man.
I
And what
do.
you doing with your stuff button all the way up? You supposed to be so hot.
I had tacos today.
I don't even know what that means, man.
He
What's
had
that got to do with your shirt, bro?
I'm dressed like, as they say, Mexicans. You know, they got the top button up.
So we go Trump like
We
first
gonna
5
get
minutes.
racial? You
Wow.
gonna get racial now?
We know how
Man, I thought
somebody
I was
voted
one.
yesterday. Wow.
That's
Just-
my job. Jay, what you doing, man?
It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you.
There you go.
And
Let's go, baby.
and welcome into the Barbershop 918. You're up in here with your man Big Drew,
Big Drew.
J Rock,
Boom.
and the one and only. It can only be one. Raw Dog.
There we go. There we go.
We got random dogs in the on the show. What is going on with the world?
Hey, what's up, Zeus? Yeah, all right, now get down.
The mixed signals. Like I love you 1 minute. Now get out. Get out. You see, just no difference in how the kids are parented either. Same thing.
It's like the pimp game.
Go give me a
It's
glass
like
of water. Now go on. Get out of my face.
Literally, it's like the pimp game. You know how that is. And
So
I
we
got
got
3 of these dogs in here, so you know.
All right, so we ain't trying to go to Michael Vick route. Let me get the show started. We got a good show for you today, man. It's gonna be jam packed. It's gonna be jam
Pack the
packed.
jam, baby.
Oh, back with jam, baby. It's
All
been
right.
a long time.
Yeah, all
I'm
right.
sorry.
So today we're
Good
gonna
little
talk a little bit about what's going on around the NBA with NBA free agency. We're gonna do the word on the street, where we're gonna talk about. Go for it, man.
Word on the street.
Save some for him. Save some.
Okay.
All right.
All
I know it's hard to contain that.
Oh, sorry, man. I feel it in my soul, man.
So we got
It
a
is
lot.
outpouring like a river.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about in the word on the street, man. We've got movie news where we're gonna go over the box office chumps, as well as we got to talk a little bit about that Creed trailer.
Yes,
So
sir.
Man.
we got a lot of television news. The new Luke Cage season, new Marlin is out, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. And of course, Jay has the box office report, not box office, the Billboard report.
Yeah,
I
give
hope,
him in my
according to the look on his face, I don't know.
He
I don't want the box office chumps.
Yeah, Cholo.
So if the Blue Magic would allow us, Jay will give us Billboard report here in a little bit. So matter of fact, let's go ahead.
I got him all alone.
Let's go ahead and get it started right now. It's time for the word on the street.
Word on the street.
Mm.
It's the sweet one. Woo!
Jay, I
That
can
boy
tell you.
good.
I'm gonna tell you this much. I'll give you my left arm, but I will not ever let you have that for the Blue Magic podcast. Never. That stays here on the Barbershop 918.
Hey,
Understand and know that.
We will take
Wow.
We will
How
take
you gonna take me to court when I own the trademark to both podcasts? What are you
What are you,
talking
Ralph
about?
Tresvant now? You Ralph Tresvant?
Yes. Ralph knew what was up.
Bro said, I'm buying the patent, baby. Y'all can't use the name without me. And you know
Oh
what's
God.
Johnny Gill got half of it. How'd that happen?
Man, they both some suckers for that, man.
That's gangster right there, man.
After they was fighting each other on the Any Heartbreak album, now all of a sudden they both own the trademark to the name.
I get Ralph, but Johnny wrong for that. Johnny wasn't even an original New Edition member, dude.
In fact, Johnny is KD. He came along after they was platinum already.
That's exactly who he is. He has no heart, sir.
That's a good comparison.
That's a really good comparison. It really is.
I've been saving that for about 6 months. Okay, the Billboard numbers for the week. Coming in at number 9 is Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. Number 7 is Triple X, Tenacion. It was the young man who was slain last Monday in Florida. His album 17 is number 7 currently on the countdown. Number 5 is Drew's favorite rapper, Nas, with Nasir, produced by Kanye West. Kanye West.
No, there ain't no point disrespecting that man like that.
Hey, he said that. I didn't say it.
Number 4 is Post Malone, Beer Bongs and Bentleys. That's currently playing in Raw Dog's car.
Mayonnaise music.
Number 3 is Triple X Tenacion again with his album Question Mark at number 3. And number 2 is the Carters, Jay-Z and Beyonce with Everything Is Love.
Oh, they're not number 1?
They're not number 1. I think, what's my guy, the country guy's name? Jason Aldean?
Yeah, Aldean or something like that.
Aldean has the number 1 album in America right now.
Well, all right.
Well, give it to the Carters, man. Now, I'm not feeling Jay-Z's hair or what he was wearing in the video. He was looking kind of strange, sir. It looked like Beyonce picked that out for him.
No, if you're Jay-Z, whenever he's in album mode, that's when he looks like he's homeless. He never cuts his hair.
Yeah, but the album's done, sir.
Well, I'm sure if he's cut his hair since then.
He hasn't.
Well, he's overseas right now. He didn't bring his barber with him.
Stop with the excuses.
Yeah, he's rich enough to bring a whole barbershop with him.
Could he bring the barbershop 918 with him?
I was just about to go that direction. I would
go.
Be there. If he just paid us to just sit in front of him and do this, I would do it like as though he's not even watching.
There, sir.
Do something to make me feel good. Be petty.
Dance, monkeys. And
I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. Ha!
All right. So is that all you got, boss?
That's all I got for the
who's projected to come out next week, man, or who'll be on the charts next week?
Oh yeah, Friday, Aubrey Graham, aka Drake's new album Scorpio, is coming out.
Isn't it kind of anticlimactic now since Pusha T got in that butt real hard?
Pause.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pause. You know what I meant.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Only you, Mr. Homophobe, would think that.
Hey, I'm just saying what the coaches are going to say. They would say pause.
And what? Drew, why you so close?
No, because I was reading a comment from, I think it says Maria Gus. She said hello to everyone.
Hey, Maria. She's in my improv troupe. She's a funny lady. Thank you. Hi, Maria. But, what were we just saying?
It's time for the box office chumps.
Time for the box office chumps, baby. So let's do it. Box office chumps from last weekend. First of all, I went looking for Black Panther, and it's not on the charts anymore.
That's good. That's
yeah. I couldn't find anything with Tyler Perry on there, so that's kind of sad.
That is.
Hey, that one movie is on DVD now, on Blu-ray now.
Acrimony? Yeah.
Matrimony.
Acrimony, dog. You saw it. You went and saw it.
Yeah, you did
right?
go see it. You see all
Allegedly.
of these movies.
No, I ain't put alleged to it, sir. You said it on this show.
I was asleep, so my eyelids was watching the movie.
You was sleepwalking because you was at the theater.
Hey, they got good popcorn there, man. You gotta relax.
You was at the sticky floor one in Sand Springs.
Oh. That's terrible.
You saw it twice because you couldn't get up out the seat. Like, I ain't leaving my J's.
You
Can't leave on Jay.
gotta wear Timberlands there, boy. Can't wear no J's. All right, number 5 is Deadpool 2. Made 5.2 million.
Okay.
Number 4 is Tag. You heard about this movie?
Yeah,
Man, I want to go.
It
see
looks
that.
hilarious. Yeah,
It looks really, really, really funny. But it's at number 4 with 8.2 million. Number 3, Ocean's 8, basically the female version of Ocean's 11 and 12, and yeah, well, whatever. It made 11.5 million. Number 2, I don't know why anyone would be surprised at this. Incredibles 2.
it was a great movie.
Made,
Good movie. Good movie.
it made 80 million, and I think it's its second or third week, fourth week. It hit 80 million last weekend. And of course, number 1, without a doubt, we all knew this was going to happen. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom made 148 mil. What was that for, sir? You
Somebody trying to see Jurassic Park 9.
Yeah,
Well, apparently somebody did. It made 148 million
them
dollars.
fake numbers. Nobody want to go see that.
Yeah.
Now,
Fake
Incredibles
news.
2, I'll see
Fake
again.
news.
Now, here's the thing. I want to see where Superfly. Oh, here's Superfly.
Oh, thank you for looking that up.
Superfly.
Please be in the
Hold
top
on,
10.
top.
Please be in the
It
top
got to
10.
be top. I bet it's top. It's 37. 37 with a whopping 48 million. What we got? I just want to see how close I am.
All right, say that again. You said it's number 37.
Number 37, it made 48 million. This
48 million. Okay, Jay, what you think?
I think it's probably number 9 with probably like $3 million after the first week.
All right, Jay wins. It's at number 6, and it made 3.4 million last week.
I was so.
I'm sorry,
What-
it's at number 8. It was at number 6 last week.
Oh, okay.
So it never crapped. It never crapped. It never even.
Craft.
It never even got in the top 5.
Oh, okay.
Now,
How much money has it made?
well, I don't know how much it's made altogether, but I know
Okay.
last week it made 3.4 million,
Now
which I would think is pretty good for a film like Superfly.
it's a cold black film. Like it should have been on BET, like already.
It's a long video.
yeah.
Well, I mean, at least DVD. At least it could have went straight to DVD as opposed to going to the theater. I just don't think there's an audience for that kind of movie anymore. It's
But
not.
you said you wanted to go see it.
No, I didn't say that.
I don't know.
I
We
said
might have to
ran it.
rewind some tape.
Well, you can run it back because I'm the one that talked bad about it. I'm like, this is not the kind of movie that should be coming out right now, especially after Black Panther. You know? And
I never even put that two together.
so, yeah. So I'm surprised it's even doing as well as it's doing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah. There you go. Now, what's coming out next week? What's coming out this week, actually? You guys ever see a movie called Sicario?
No.
With
Nope.
Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin. It's about these guys that do all this fighting at the border. It's a drug war type of thing. Y'all never saw that? Okay. Well, there's a sequel called Sicario, Day of the... I might not even be saying that right.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like we're not saying that right.
Sicario is Sicario. Sicario.
Hey, is Josh Brolin, is he Thanos? Is that the guy who plays Thanos?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So he's in the sequel to this. That's coming out. And then, of course, I don't know why this is in theaters, but Uncle Drew is also coming out this Friday.
He's about to make some money, man.
I might.
No, it's
I don't think it's gonna be Thunderstruck, but I think it'd be worth.
It will be better than Thunderstruck.
Oh,
I think
my
it'd be
God.
somewhere between Shazam and Thunderstruck.
those are oh my God.
Do we want to make a prediction on how much
That's
money
a
this
full
movie's going to
spec-
make?
That's a full spectrum of crap right there, sir.
Hey, Kazam was Steel was a good movie because Ray J was in it.
Okay, so I think that Uncle Drew will be number 2 next week.
3.
3.
I think so.
That's Incredible still out, and Jurassic Park is still out.
Oh, that's true.
And yeah, so it's gonna be number 3.
3. Yeah,
I'm gonna say
I
number
give it
3 with about $20 million.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm gonna say 15 mil, not 20. 15. It'd be lucky if it hit 10, but I'm gonna say 15 mil at number 3.
Okay.
Hey, Pepsi gonna buy about $10 million worth of tickets, man. So
But here's the thing: how did this become a movie? I don't understand.
I mean, it's
Who-
a
the
good
commercial.
concept.
Who greenlit this?
Somebody did.
Probably
Apparently,
LeBron's
Pep knows
production
from
company. I don't.
Do what?
They're probably LeBron's production company.
This is such a bad idea. This seems like this should have went straight
Well,
to DVD.
it's kind of like I'll put it to you like this: it's the same thing that we've always experienced. Every 5 years, there's a horrible basketball movie that comes out. Eddie, Joanna Man, like we have a history of
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck's bad.
There's a history of bad basketball videos or movies that are bad with basketball players in it. What was the movie?
Space Jam being the exception.
Space Jam 2 will be coming out, and apparently that's part
Crossover.
of the rumors that LeBron's going to drop the trailer for the new Space Jam.
That
once
just
he
sounds
makes his
bad,
announcement.
man. And he's already getting enough comparison to Jordan. Why do this? Why? Why continue the talk, man? Come on, LeBron. Just go win a ring, bro. God.
So
But I tell you what, Russell Westbrook need to make a basketball movie now. That's a movie I want to see. Because that movie's going to be rated R.
I don't think he
There's
can.
going to be a lot of cussing in it, too.
He can't act. You could tell he can't act.
Like Kevin Durant can act. He can act like a sucker. That's what Kevin Durant can do.
But yeah, you're not bitter. So yeah, I think my son might want. I think he said he wouldn't mind going to see Uncle Drew. So we may. I don't know. It got Dollar Movie written all over it though.
I got a coupon, so I'm going to go see it.
I'm waiting till they get on Amazon Prime. You know,
All right.
rent it for like $4.99.
Air Bud. Yeah, Air Bud was the air up there.
It's pretty bad.
That could have been a top 5 for today. Top 5 just worst basketball movies.
And
Fish
they made,
that saved Pittsburgh.
that's not a bad one. That's
Not a
actually a
bad
pretty
movie,
good one.
sir.
But
Good soundtrack.
Air Bud had a sequel. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Air Bud too.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
I just want to beat you to the punch.
Appreciate it.
Kyrie Irving is Uncle Drew. I'm answering a question down there. So what else we got with the movie news? Creed 2 trailer, man. It's funny.
Great.
The
Can't
story,
wait.
the storyline they picked was from one of the, they pulled back and they said, hey, let's take the best Rocky and let's try to ride the wave
the
of
greatest-
That's what they did.
Then why
You
come
know
he's not
that's
fighting?
what
Why
they
come he's
did.
not fighting Mr. T's son?
Because that doesn't make sense.
he don't exist.
That doesn't make sense. Why would he fight Mr. T's son when Drago was the one that killed his dad? Come on, man. You know they was gonna pull from that. It wouldn't have made any sense. That is
No,
not-
it made sense for them to do this.
Rocky 3 is the best, stylistically, one of the best, most entertaining Rockies ever, man. It took Rocky to the next level. Rocky 4, it jumped the shark. Because we couldn't get another good Rocky after that one. It jumped the shark when it was all about America versus Russia and Rocky representing America. Come on, man.
Listen.
Representing the entire country.
I'm
Come
a
on,
Mr.
man.
T fan, just like everybody else. You can
No,
see
you're not.
over my shoulder. See, look, I got a picture of Mr. T right there.
It is Mr. T.
So,
You had a comic book?
yeah.
And cereal.
Dog,
So
I didn't
listen.
know that.
I get down with Mr. T, but that was not the best Rocky. It just wasn't. And that's why I'm excited about Creed 2, following the storyline and kind of getting, will he get revenge? I don't know. I think this dude looks like he's a better Drago than the other one was. But,
Look,
yeah.
all I'm saying is it's a good storyline, but don't get ahead of yourself, fellas. It's not because that was the better Rocky. That's
Hey,
not-
man, I had dirty tears watching the trailer, man.
It's a great
I don't know
trailer.
how.
It's a great trailer. And I think that was just a teaser. Now, Ryan Coogler is not directing this one.
Right.
He was too busy.
Executive producer.
He is the executive producer, but still, he's not the one directing. Is it going to be different? Is it still going to be in the style that Ryan did it? Because it's a different director, man.
I'll put to you like, yeah, it's going to have some differences, but I think it's going to have a more mainstream. It's not going to be as grungy looking as the first one. Like when he went to Philly and he shot the Philly streets like that with the motorcycle, with the bike gangs and everything. That was a part of real Philly culture, and I don't think he's going to go and grab that. Like, I think it's going to be just like the real line of Rocky movies were. The first one was gritty, and then the second one was just, it backed off a little bit. Third one was real Hollywood. And like you said, fourth one was just literally a movie script, although it was better.
Come on. You ain't got to add that in there, man. You know that's up for debate. You know it is. It's up for debate.
It's nothing to debate, sir.
Yes,
Move
it
on.
is. What do you
Move
mean?
on.
Then why am I debating it?
I don't know,
Because
because
you're
you're
angry.
argumentative.
I'm not angry, sir. I'm just proving a point that is debatable. And I think if we put it out there on Facebook, what are you yawning for? You put it out there on Facebook, that is a worthy argument.
You done?
No, I'm not done. Now I want to talk some more about it. I'm done. Go ahead.
No. All right, so in television, oh man, we got some good stuff going on right now as far as things that you can binge. Luke Cage. We're just
Did you
gonna.
watch the whole thing?
I am up to episode 11 of 13.
I'm up to 4. I did 4
Yeah.
Friday, and I haven't gotten that far.
Now, did
Y'all not gonna ask me?
we know
We know you haven't seen it, sir.
Hey, I'm on episode 5, season 1.
So
Season 1.
right, that Cottonmouth is something else.
Man, I tell you, man, that's a good actor,
What
man.
happened to him?
He probably is just running things in season 2, man. I promise.
You'd be surprised. So, but I'll put to you like this: the things that are missing in season 2, I'm okay with. Like the music isn't as good, but I think but it is still good music. I like the way they kind of, you'll notice how they kind of switch back between this R&B feel and this blues and R&B feel to the Jamaican vibe. Like it goes from reggae to blues. It keeps kind of going back and forth as you can see the power shifts in the storyline. So I do like what they did with the music, which was different because last year musically they just set it up where it was just all kind of just it was just telling you, it was like this music is either introducing Luke or this music was like celebrating what Cottonmouth was doing. But this season musically was good. I like the human element of the storyline with his dad too. I think because they pulled it in well. Go ahead.
The argument between him and Claire,
Yeah,
and some of the things that Luke said was probably one of the realest arguments I've actually seen. And some of the stuff that Luke said within that argument was real.
yeah,
Like he asked her, "You don't know how it feels to be a black man." You know what I mean? People are scared of me anyway, whether I have powers or not. You know, I think that speaks volumes, man. That was a real argument.
I like that Claire did the healthy thing because there's a contrast going on in the storyline. There's one woman who is actually being abused and stays in her part of the storyline, but then Claire, at just even the threat of it, leaves. Like, you know,
Right.
just kind of just gets up and says, all right, I'm out. And that part I appreciate because they stayed true to it. And so without giving up too much, because you haven't watched all the way through,
Right.
I also appreciate that they brought in another defender at some point. Because I feel like that was my disappointment with Jessica Jones. See her second season, I wanted to see other defenders come in and help her with her storyline, and they didn't. So I can appreciate the direction of this, even this villain being.
I love the villain.
Yeah.
I love Bushmaster. That is one unattractive dude right there.
Yeah.
That dude is just. I'm trying not to be, mean, but
You are.
that brother, you see him in the alley. I am definitely gonna walk the other way. He's playing the heck out that role, man. He's playing. Ain't that right, Zeus? He's playing that role lane.
But
Yeah.
I think that Luke Cage is a good one to binge, man. I think it's definitely got my attention. I'm gonna finish up the last 2 episodes probably tomorrow. And it's just like I said, it didn't disappoint. I was scared it was gonna be a little bit disappointing, but to be honest with you, I kind of like it better than season 1 storyline wise. Season 1 just took me by
You did
surprise.
notice that Luke got a little cocky. You know what I mean?
Which is what would
makes
happen.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's exactly what would happen in real life. So yeah, like the way because they had Jamel Hill and them in there, you know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely liked it. Somebody commented and said Bushmaster is fine. What you mean?
It's what?
He said he's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
What? Who said that?
Michelle T. Bristow.
Oh, stop it now. Come on. We must do better. We must do better. That brother's hurt. He is scary looking. They picked the right actor for his role.
You jealous? That's all.
Was it Bokeem Woodbine?
Oh my God, Bokeem Woodbine looked like Prince compared to Bushmaster, dude. And Prince is girly looking.
Okay.
He pretty.
All
That's
right.
my whole point.
Okay, I was wondering where we were going with that. All right, so
I saw the look you gave me. Pause, bruh.
well, you like Prince a lot, so I just didn't know where we were going.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
All right,
love
so
it.
the other show that we've been watching this summer's been back. I think this week is episode 5 is Marlon.
Uh-huh.
I haven't watched it, man.
I sat down and we watched like all 4 episodes the other night on accident. They just kept rolling on Hulu, so we just kept them going. And it's been a pretty, he's still over the top. The one thing the thing I didn't like was they kind of started off the season and did something that the Carmichaels did, but it's not Marlon's thing. They somewhat tried to address a political or a news issue. So his son, there's an episode where his son goes and gets his first modeling job, and they have him on a T-shirt that says, or a sweatshirt that says "Funky Monkey." So they're addressing the H&M scandal from January or so, or
Yeah.
And so, I kind of just look at it from the standpoint of they handled it kind of funny, but once again, Marlon being over the top, it's always a lot to take in. But it comes full circle. I don't like the lady who's like the Pam of the show.
Brisha Webb.
Yeah.
I like her, man. I like her. Now, she fine. Oh, dang it. I hope my wife don't see this, man.
He's watching right now.
I do this every single time, bro.
Just keep your mouth closed, sir. Keep your mouth closed.
I'm just saying, she's a pretty woman. What is it that you don't like about her?
Oh, I just don't like the character. I just don't think she's as funny on the show. Like, I don't think it always flows.
You can't compare her to Tashina Arnold, man.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just saying that like she's the Pam-like character because they're back and forth. But maybe I am comparing her to that. Maybe that's it.
are.
Maybe.
In your head, you're comparing her to Pam. She's
Yeah.
Brisha Webb, man. She's not Pam.
Yeah, I agree with you, Drew, about the Marlon being over the top.
Stop looking at me like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I agree with Drew as far as with Marlon being over the top, but I enjoy, his part of being a father. Like when he's being a father and addressing that him and his ex-wife are trying to co-parent and everything. I like that portion of the show, but then all the extra stuff where he's jumping around, like when the episode where him and his ex-wife went to counseling, and Kim Waynes was the therapist and everything, and he was jumping around and everything. I was just like, man, this dude is over the top. It reminded me of, like I said last year, it reminded me of an episode of the Wayans Brothers, like towards the end of their run, of him just acting a fool and doing this extra stuff.
You think he's cooning?
Nah, I think
I
that's
don't
just
think
who
it's cooning.
he
It's
is.
just just being over the top, like with the antics that he's doing.
You know what? I think he's.
But being over the top, isn't that like?
No, I think he really is the youngest brother of a group of entertainers. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like he really does feel like he always has to fight. I think that is his style of comedy. Like he is always fighting for attention and for the next laugh, and sometimes it's not a laugh there. So,
And then on the other end of the spectrum is Sean Wayans.
yeah.
Have you seen him?
What?
Has anybody seen SW1?
Why is he funny? Is Sean funny to y'all?
Nah, he ain't never been funny.
He
I don't
ain't
think he
never
tries
been
to be funny, does he? Nah.
What'd you say?
I don't even think he was ever trying to be funny.
No, he does stand up.
Oh, no. I wouldn't know.
God.
No, I'm out on that.
Remember they all went on tour a few years ago? Damon, Sean, Keenan, and Marlon.
Yeah.
Sean did stand up.
Marlon.
Yeah, Damon better be
I'm like-
last, or else I'm like the half of the audience is leaving.
Damon has to be last because
Has
Damon is a king of this.
Yeah. No, he's yeah.
Underrated.
All right, what else you got? What else you guys got, man? We done with Word on the Street. That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Do we want to review the Lord of the Rings at all? No.
Oh, me.
No. Okay, we won't. All right. So coming up.
Wow. You are truly a blurred, bro, aren't you?
Yeah, whatever.
Don't get offended. That's a good thing nowadays, man.
So.
You got comic books behind you. You can't help it.
All right. So coming up, you'll get it later. So coming up here in a minute, we're gonna talk. Well, I guess now we can talk about the NBA. What we got going on?
Yeah.
Hey, what you getting excited for, bro?
Because he wants to switch.
Hey, have we had a show since the NBA Finals ended?
No, we haven't. And you were right, Jay. Your favorite team won. The Golden State Warriors won. There, you can have it.
Are you happy now? Yay! Slow clap for Jay.
Yeah.
Your team won, sir.
You happy?
I know you jumped up and down like a little white girl when they won, with full of glee. I know you did, didn't you?
He did. Ain't no point in us waiting on him.
Are y'all done? Are y'all done?
So,
why are you looking at the ceiling?
one of the things that probably made you very happy, Jay, is during the NBA awards, Kevin Durant got, what was it, like the Citizenship Award? Something like that? For all of the efforts that he's done to be such, like, he's basically like the Man of the Year kind of award. How'd you feel about that?
He got a haircut?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
You do know what we're talking about.
I didn't even watch the NBA awards. I just know who won.
I think you're not telling the truth, sir. I think you watched the whole thing.
Yeah. But we'll leave you
What were
alone
you
about that.
doing? It's the NBA awards. What were you doing?
Well, honestly, I took a basketball break after the season was over because I got tired of hearing about LeBron and his 3-6 record and the comparisons to Jordan and Kobe Bryant and everything. It just gets overwhelming.
You tired of LeBron, but you ain't tired of Golden State.
I'm just tired of it. Then with Golden State, everybody saying, they're a dynasty. I mean, who's going to beat them?
You're saying that, sir. You're joining into the chorus, so how are you tired of hearing that?
Hey, man, shut up. You're a Rockets fan, man. Come on.
That is true. You were rooting for the Rockets.
I did that facetiously. You know that, sir. You
got Rocket slippers at the house. I've been over there, sir.
No, I got Dallas Cowboys slippers.
No, those are Clutch City slippers from 94, 95.
He sleeps in a Patrick Beverly jersey with holes in it.
Looking like I've been shot at.
With Brock candy wrappers stuck to it.
And you know doggone well I said go Rockets because I know that was going to get on your nerves.
Yeah.
So that's why I said go Warriors.
No, you've been saying go Warriors all year, though.
It's been brewing. It's been more than that. So this, just one quick question. So do you feel, because we got a statement here that says they brought their dynasty. So do you feel like Kevin Durant coming there is, do you think that tipped it to a point where maybe these rings don't really count to compare them up against other dynasties? Do you think, because, let's say they go on and they win 4 more. Are they better than the Bulls?
Are they better than the Spurs?
I said better than the Lakers.
If they win 4 more.
But honestly, they did it the right way. I mean,
Is getting KD
what's the right way, sir? What's the right way? Explain that comment. What does that mean?
Well, some could say getting KD is the same as them getting like Kukoc and Rodman.
Well, the Bulls drafted Kukoc. They traded for Rodman.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you got some talent that had already been really good, and they came in and took it to the next level. So is that not the same thing, kind of?
I don't know if you can compare Rodman to Kevin Durant.
No, you can't, but I'm just saying.
Rodman was a defensive specialist. Kevin Durant has the equipment to literally take a team on his shoulders. Rodman could never do that. Rodman was good at what he did, but Kevin Durant is multifaceted.
Okay.
He can defense, he can shoot that ball, he can dunk on you. Kevin Durant has all that. So when they got Kevin Durant, they knew what they were getting.
Doesn't sound like somebody's in love. Somebody got those feelings.
I'm calling the way I see it. I can't stand Beasley, but I recognize what he has. And the fact that he discounted himself to get a ring, it's almost like he prostituted himself. Like you over here, you was the top one. Then you get over here, third, fourth, down, but hey, at least I got a ring.
Well, let me ask you this. If LeBron decides, and this won't happen, but if LeBron decides, hey, I'm going to come to OKC, and him and Russ get rings the next 2 years, would you say the same things about LeBron?
No. I don't even think it's the same.
No.
Because LeBron is not going to a quote-unquote championship team. Oklahoma City Thunder is not a championship team. KD went to a team that was already primed to win another ring. They probably would have won a ring without him.
All right.
It may not have been easier as it was, but they probably would have won eventually.
All right. So speaking of OKC, Carmelo Anthony said that he is not opting out, and in fact, he is still sticking to his guns on the fact that he's not going to play the same role that he played last year. He's either going to have the opportunity to shoot more shots, or he's going to be, the number 2 option in the offense. Now,
what else was he going to do?
Yeah.
What else was he going to do, man?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get that money anywhere else, but I think the insistency that he's not going to change up his game is an issue. So I think he's trying to force a trade in some sort of way. Now, the thing he is forcing is Paul George out the door, definitely, with that kind of talk. If there was a chance that we were going to keep him, it seems like it's a foregone conclusion that he's a Laker. But
he's making a documentary about him and his free agent season. You know he make a change.
Well, LeBron, they asked LeBron first and he declined, and then they asked Chris Paul, he declined. So Paul George is like number 29 on the list. They went to do a documentary with all these other players, but Paul George just happened to be the one. They was like, do we have to do it?
I would be very mildly surprised if he stayed. I mean, Oklahoma City is not a destination, just as Indiana Pacers is not a destination for big-time players.
Well, let me ask you this then. If Paul George leaves, what do we need to do in free agency to supplement for that? Like, how do we make up for that?
We made too many bad moves up front. We're going to be in bad shape the next few years, aren't we? Didn't we trade away some picks to get, Carmelo? And I mean, did we trade away some picks?
No, we traded away players. Honestly, the number one thing is if they lose Paul George, I mean, they need to re-sign Jeremy Grant. I mean, we seen Jeremy Grant grow up last year and be a player who should have been playing in the clutch as opposed to Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Going back to Carmelo Anthony, I'm be honest, I thought he was out of shape last year. Like the hoodie Melo thing, that was fool's gold. Like he was just running. It was like he was playing half court basketball. He wasn't putting in the work to be in shape. And it's like I like Carmelo, and I just hope that if he's going to stay, that he's going to come to camp in shape and wanting to embrace his role.
I mean, he's already talking bad to the fans. He's like, yeah, y'all need to relax. I'm taking the money. So y'all
the fans are coming at his head. So
yeah. And it's understandable, like, because there's not one person on this planet who's going to say, yeah, I'll pass on that $28 million. No one's doing that at all. Every last single one of us would take the money.
Can he see the reason why fans are like, go? Can he see that? Can he see that he had probably one of the worst seasons ever last year?
Yeah, he can see it, but I think there's a hardening from playing for the New York Knicks that kind of comes into play. Like, you played in the largest media market where even when you were doing good, people were like, you suck. So, the handful of Oklahoma City, people that are saying things, that's nothing to him, man. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for him at all, man.
To me, that's playing without any heart. It really is. It's playing without no heart. Like, not even beyond the fact that you were letting the fans down, but man, you letting yourself down if you're just gonna, I'm a halfway do it.
Yeah.
So y'all go ahead and trade me.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody we can't trade him for anything. Nobody wants Carmelo.
Yeah. I think the season will be salvageable. I think there's some key pieces. I think we'll be able to retain Jeremy Grant. And you just never know what other veteran pieces might fall our direction. And that's the hope. Just some small veteran pieces. And we're building a young team. And
the question is, are we ever going to win a ring with Russell Westbrook as the head of the team?
No, I think it's got to be an even partnership. I think that's the common theme that we have to understand amongst all champions. That you can't name one team that won solely just because of one person. Like, even in the Jordan era, he had Pippen, he had other players. He had a great coach. We have to form, if you look at who's winning, who's winning now, when the Spurs won, that's a team. The Golden State Warriors are teams. The reason why Houston had the success they had this year, because they bonded together as a team. We can never win off of one personality. That just doesn't win ball games, because people can plan to play you and throw your game off and hope that your game is off. And so, yeah, we'll never win a ring if it's Russ's team. But if he splits the duties with somebody else, a real leader.
I don't think he can do it. I don't think the way he plays, he can actually do it.
Yeah.
Especially now, since he's had so much individual success.
Yeah. There's a few people I think that could come along and fall in certain spots that may help us. And I'm talking for real veteran, like if there's a few veteran point guards like a Jamal Crawford who won't play but will be our Nick Collison. Like if we could get somebody like that can help control the tempo every now and then in serious moments, and also get a veteran power forward that wants to really play with Vic. Like if we get Kevin Love wanting to play, something like that, then we could potentially do something. But at this point,
Honestly, the two most important players in the NBA are LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the last two playoffs, when those two players leave the court, you see how their team plays without them on the court. And, a lot of people, like going back to Russ, a lot of people complain about, the way his season ended the last 2 years. But I'm like, I'd rather have a player that's going to go out and give his all for 48 minutes. If he's 15 for 35, I'd rather him go out like that than to go out 2 for 12 or on a team that misses 27 straight three-pointers. I'd rather him go out like that fighting as opposed to just giving up. And, a lot of people are saying, LeBron to OKC. I don't see it happening, because money-wise, even if I was talking to one of my buddies today, even if OKC re-signs Paul George, OKC will have the largest payroll in league history because of they've broken the tax penalty multiple times. So that's over $300 million that they have to pay.
That's ridiculous. So it's not a bright future for us. Like, and to be honest with you, this may sound kind of backwards, but when you look at it from long term, would you rather have Jeremy Grant or Paul George? If it meant we won't sign Jeremy Grant, but we would have to be able to sign Paul George to a 2-year where he could possibly just play the game of opting out again, I wouldn't want to do that. I would say Paul George over Grant if Paul George is willing to do something long term. But I don't think it's healthy for us to gamble away our future for a guy who's destined for LA. Like that's just what he wants to do.
I don't understand why he would want to go to LA and, play with these young guys. For some reason he thinks LeBron's going to LA and, that's his destination and everything. But I'm like, why would you want to play with these young guys when you're already on a team that's already, built for a run? I mean, honestly, we look at how Paul George performed. I think he was injured, and that's the reason why he played the way he played in Game 6 against the Jazz. He was injured. If he was healthy, the game would have got pushed to a Game 7. But he wasn't. He wasn't healthy. He didn't play the same way that he played. That same energy he played with in Game 1. I think it's a chance that OKC can sign him because I was reading where Russ has kind of opened up to players. Like he opened up with Paul George being on the team because previous years, whenever they have team outings, Russ was one of the ones who would just stay in the house, hang with his wife, kind of like off to himself. But they said this year is like kind of like Russ opened up to teammates and he was out there with them hanging out. He kind of like built a bond with Paul George.
That's good.
So I think it's a chance.
So who are our top free agents in the market right now?
Okay. Top 5 free agents. And, this is just based off of, who's available. Number 5 is Chris Paul. I mean, right now, he's a free agent. And so him going back to Houston, that's not even set in stone. Chris Paul, he had like a comeback season, after, having injury prone seasons in LA. He came to the Rockets and he pretty much played, he was hurt after the first game, but down the stretch and through the playoffs, this was 05 Chris Paul, the one that could have won an MVP, but he got hurt in Game 5, Game 6. No, it was Game 5, right? Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals.
Game 5, yeah.
Yeah, and he missed the last 2 games of the Western Conference Finals. But I think, Chris Paul, he probably wants to play with LeBron James. So wherever LeBron goes, he's probably going to, whether it's to Houston or LA or something, Chris Paul is going to try to go play with LeBron. That's his good friend.
This is going to be the most uneventful free agency because I think what's going to happen is everybody's going to stay where they are, including LeBron. I think he's going to do another 1-1 with Cleveland.
So who else we got on the list?
Number 4, I have DeMarcus Cousins, play with the New Orleans Pelicans, and
you think
he's in a bad situation.
Raw Dog, you think he's going to stay there too?
Who, DeMarcus?
Yeah.
Isn't he? I thought he was injured. Wasn't he injured?
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
was.
tore his Achilles.
So he might not. So
He
he's in
he,
that boat like
he,
Porzingis.
he
But
might stay simply because of that.
now he
Because
deleted them off of Twitter.
he did.
Yeah, so people.
Ouch.
Now I know LeBron is a big fan of DeMarcus Cousins. Y'all know that, right?
I think that's a risk right there. You know, even though DeMarcus is only 20, I think he's 27, 28, that's a risk right there. He's a big man coming off of, he tore his Achilles. So that's a lot of weight that he's carrying around. And, you know, the Mavericks are looking at him as well, but I think that he'll stay put in New Orleans. You know, that's just me right there. You know, they had great success last year. They made it to the second round without him. Just think what they could have done if he would have still been in the lineup. They could have been a 3 seed. You know, moved up in the Western Conference and could have been a host.
I can't believe they took out Portland Trailblazers as easily as they did. That's incredible. What does that say about Dame Lillard and the rest of the crew out in Portland, man?
Which I
They
think,
just
to be honest with you, I would like to see DeMarcus Cousins go to Portland potentially. I mean, it could be
what's the big guy name in Portland? Churkic or
Nurkic.
no,
Yeah,
not
Nurkic.
Nurkic.
Yeah, he's a free
He's
agent.
a free agent as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they're going to lose Nurkic, then go ahead and try to make a play for Boogie Cousins, because I think you take a third option of a person who, you know, it'll be back to those days that they had when they had Aldridge. So I think it'd be a good fit. And this is one of those places where they're patient and they're waiting. You know, they could wait on him to heal up. So I don't know. I think Portland would be a good fit for Cousins.
Okay. Number 3 is a tie. It's Jokic. Jokic from the Nuggets and Paul George. Both of them are free agents this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think they stay. I think he stays put, and Paul George, I think he'll more than likely end up staying put with OKC for just that 2 year. You know,
I think it's going to be a very uneventful free agency season.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen.
I don't count Kevin Durant as a free agent, but are you about to say number 2 is Kevin Durant?
Yep.
He's not really a free
He
agent.
ain't going
Well, technically, he
He is.
he could be a snake again
He can
because he
surprise.
hasn't signed
Yep.
he hasn't signed anything. He could opt out.
He is not going anywhere, man. You know
I'm just saying you can't take nobody's word.
that'd
The
be way.
Bulls had a handshake agreement with Horace Grant, and what did he do? He was a Ho Grant and went to Orlando. Ho Grant went to Orlando.
For KD to do something like that, that's too manly for him to just go to another team like that. He ain't manly enough for that, man.
We don't
He's
know. We
a
never know.
child.
We never know with him. So, but I do think it's a sure shot that he'll stay. They're
He's
going to be
gonna stay.
clearing out their bench. Like, so is the number 1 free agent JaVale McGee?
Wow.
It was actually Kendrick Perkins, but the Cavaliers picked up his option, so I had to change it to LeBron James.
They're not paying him in money. They're paying him in just for men. Let's wrap it up, y'all.
Time for
That
that.
is our top 5 list of free agents for the 2018 offseason.
Give me a final cut, J-Rock.
Oh, man. Today at work, I got some news, that I didn't agree with. I heard that some people were saying that I wasn't doing my job properly. And, it kind of like stung me for a minute that, somebody would say that because, you have to be around somebody every day to understand what they do and their passion for the job. When I took this job a year ago, the guy who hired me, shout out to my boy, Big Mike, he got married this past weekend. He told me that the number one thing about this job is customer service and the services of these kids. Since I've been at this job, I've been a servant and a blessing to these kids every day. I give my all every day, from when I walk in the door at 7:45 to when I leave on some nights at 6:30. So, find something you love and stick with it. And I love my job. I love my coworkers. I love the staff that we work with. And most of all, I love the kids that I work with on a day-to-day basis, because some don't have fathers and they look at me in the light as a father figure. And so, as I say every week, winners win and losers lose, and they all find a way to do what they do. It's your boy J Rock, and I'm out.
I don't know what happened there, but there you go.
My dog just
Oh.
jacked everything up.
That's your dog. That's your dog.
Actually, it's my son's dog, but I'm babysitting.
Oh, now it's
Dog.
his dog. Okay.
All right, so I know that sometimes it's hard to just sit still. Well, sometimes in some situations, maybe that's what God is trying to tell you to do. We're always in the mindset that we need to be moving forward, where we don't need to be static, that we should always be going in a direction, going ahead. But there are times when you're in your life that you should sit still and wait until you get direction on where you're supposed to go in your life. We should always have the patience and the obedience to know when to sit still and when to move forward. Because sometimes if we're moving ahead and we're not supposed to be moving ahead, we put ourselves in treacherous directions. You know what I mean? So learn how to sit still and learn how to be obedient to what God is trying to tell you to do. And with that, don't tell God about your big problems. Tell your problems that you got a big God, and I'm out.
All right, people, make sure that you pursue your dreams this week, no matter what it is. Do something to work hard to pursue that dream. You cannot just sit back and keep doing the same thing, talking about it, planning. Just get out there and do the best that you can do to make that dream come alive, all right? Remember, hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that, man. We love you guys, and we thank you for listening to the one and only Barbershop 918. Make sure you check us out at
TheBarbershop918.com. Check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on iTunes, anywhere. Hey, if you just Google us, you'll find us. If you don't find us, then you ain't looking for us. We are the Barbershop 918. Best podcast around, baby.
Yep. Hey, Jay, real quick. Oh, he made a face like as though Blue Magic is better than us. Hey, Jay, real quick. Why is T.O. skipping the Hall of Fame? Real quick.
T.O., he doesn't like what the NFL is doing.
Okay, well, there we go. He's taking a knee for his Hall of Fame.
He wants to get back in the NFL. He wants to get back in. That's the reason why.
No, I think he's gonna do something that's gonna start a trend down the line with players skipping the Hall of Fame.
I don't think so. I think T.O. gonna be on his own on this one, sir.
Well,
okay.
We will find out. See you guys next week.